Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope everybody is having a good morning today. Right now, we are looking at NASDAQ. For those of you that are brand new to the call, NASDAQ for the futures is NQ. If you are using a futures platform, NQ is the symbol for that. If you are just trying to get your feet wet and trying to see how NASDAQ actually moves, I would recommend using MNQ, Mary Nancy Queen, just so that you can see how things move, okay? Yesterday we were in the market and market acted really crazy, right? This was the movements that we saw yesterday in this area here, and it was playing out pretty wacky, so we ended up closing the trade. But eventually throughout the day, let me see what time this was, 2 p.m. the move actually started. So 2 p.m. we were getting the sales that we were looking for. The TP that I would have gotten smashed. We could have held the trade, but it just wasn't given any kind. It wasn't given any kind of decision. It was a lot of indecision. So we ended up leaving and not taking the trade yesterday. Either way, that's a perfect day. When the market doesn't show you what it wants to do, just get out and live to trade another day, right? So we ended up getting that sell off, and then we started to get this rally, right? Right now, we are pretty close to all-time highs, and we already know how the market acts when it gets to all-time highs. We start getting a lot of heavy resistance, and right now, London highs is also a daily high, so that's also a strong resistance as well. And right now, I do believe we will sell to take out last session's lows, which is Asia lows down here. There's no significant news technical wise, but there was some Taiwan news that came out yesterday stating that they will be manufacturing AI chips. So that's going to affect Oracle and Nvidia, and we already know how Nvidia acts when something happens in the market. We usually get some type of flash crash, and we'll see if that happens today. But I don't see the market going above London highs at the moment. If it does, what I would want to see is this. I want to see it break the last high, come down and respect it as support for us to head to the upside, right? That is if we are going to take the buys. For the sales, we can do the same thing. We can come up, respect this high as resistance, and then see how it reacts at this level here, and then head down to take out the last session lows, which is Asia lows down here. Or we can take out Asia highs and London lows right now, come back up and support Asia highs as resistance, and then take it down to take out the last session lows, right? So that's what we have today. My bias is sales due to the fact that we're getting a lot of selling pressure and resistance at these high levels. We do have a 5-minute bullish divergence, so I do know we're going to get some type of pop-up within the next few minutes. If not before market open, it'll probably happen at market open, and then that push-up will probably be the setup for the sell-off. I don't believe it'll be the continuation for the buys, but if it is, we'll wait for the orb to play out, and once that orb plays out, we will enter the market at that point. All right, so we'll probably enter the market around 9:45, 9:50. So just stay tuned, and until then, we'll rock out until the market opens. It looks like the 5 minute divergence is trying to play out right now. That's okay. That's a good thing actually. I'd rather it play out now than to play out right at market open. So it looks like it's headed back up to London highs, which is cool. London highs is going to play as a strong resistance, being that it is London highs. It is also the daily high, and it's also an equilibrium level. So that equilibrium level right there should hold strong as resistance. So if we do push up into it and we break through it, that'll be a strong sign that we want to continue to the upside. But if not, that'll also be a strong sign that we want to come back down and take out last session lows. As we saw yesterday, like I was telling you guys before, usually the market wants to come back and take out the last session highs or lows, and that's what we expected it to do. So yesterday when we were in the market, we expected it to take out Asia highs, and it ended up doing that around 2 o'clock on. It came out, took out Asia highs, so forth and so on. So right now we are in between Asia and London as far as the levels are concerned, but Asia lows from last night was not taken out. So that can definitely happen today. It doesn't have to happen today. It could happen sometime next week. And yeah, it could definitely happen sometime next week. And then the rally to the upside could happen after that. But until this low is taken out, I don't see that much buying momentum happening, right? So if we do get some bullish momentum, there's a lot of things that have to happen. We have to break through this daily high. We have to break through this resistance over here as well, and then if we get continuations to the upside, then that's cool. There's a lot of liquidity from yesterday that the market can go grab today, but I don't see that happening right now. But again, we'll wait until market structure, and we'll wait for the orb to play out in order for us to make a decision in what we are doing today. We got 15 minutes until market open. If you have any questions, you could definitely ask me now. If you want to know something, or if you have any, concerns about anything, just unmute yourself or write it in the chat, and we'll chop it up for the next few minutes. All right, that's a good question. Somebody asked about the EMAs and the VWAP. So my EMAs on the chart, the red one here is the 20, the blue one is the 200, the orange one here is the 400, and the yellow one on my screen is the VWAP. My 20 I use for entry. So right now, being that the market is above the 20, once it comes back down to tap it, that would be an entry for a buy back to the upside if we were trending to the upside. And vice versa, if we were under the 20 and the market came to tap the 20 and we were trending to the downside, that would be my entry for the sell-off. The 200 respects as support and resistance for me. So the 200 are the last 200 candles that are basically printed, and the momentum of the market in that direction. So right now, being that the 200 moving average on the 5-minute is below all of these candles here, it looks like we are trying to buy to the upside, and that's perfectly fine because these moving averages do get disrespected sometimes. When I say disrespected, I mean they get broken through. So the 200 respects as support and resistance for me. So right now this would be respected as support. So if the market came down to the 200, it would bounce back up to the upside, right? Now the yellow line is my VWAP, which is weighted volume. This is where the market usually has its volume at. So the market usually pulls back to the VWAP a lot. So when it comes back to the VWAP, that's just letting me know, okay, are we continuing this trend, or are we going to break through the VWAP and head back to the downside, or vice versa? So right now, as you see, the market was up here and then we started coming back down towards the VWAP. It respected the VWAP to a T, and then it started heading back up. Now the 400, that is just a reference moving average for me, and I'm trying to see if I can see it on a higher time. All right, so With the 400, when the 200 and the 400 are separated like this, usually when the market comes in between the 2 and the 4, it's more than likely about to head back to the upside. So this is the 30-minute chart. It didn't happen here, but if the market was to come like in between the 200 and the 400, we're more than likely to head to the upside. And if we break the 400, we are definitely trending the opposite way, in either direction. So if it happened where the 400 was at the top and we broke through the 400, we're definitely trending to the upside, and so forth and so on. Don't see it on any time frames right now, but it usually happens all the time where the market comes in between the 2 and the 4 and then bounces up. This is the 2-minute chart, but you can see this one kind of drastically pushed through. And this is another thing with the 400, like if it pushes through the 400, you want to wait for some type of momentum to the downside, so that when it does come back to the 400, it's being respected as support. It's being respected as resistance for the continuation to the downside. So you see this one got broken through and it was closed below, but then we ended up coming back up. But this is the 2-minute chart. It's a lot of volatility on the 2-minute chart, so I really don't look at it on the lower time frames like that. But yeah, so that's what the moving averages that I use mean and how they work. And right now we are having the 5-minute divergence play out, which is awesome. We have 10 minutes until market open, which is even better. So I do believe we'll probably get a push up, get some type of manipulation today. People thinking we're going to buy. We get to this daily high, which is resistance, and we get to London highs, which is also resistance, and see how it gets respected there. Let the orb play out, and then head back to the downside and take out Asia lows and possibly head to the daily low for the day as well. So that looks like we are playing out perfectly. Again, pre-market, I don't like to trade. I know a lot of people do. Only reason being is I feel like pre-market is smoke and mirrors. A lot of things happen pre-market setting up for market open, and I don't like getting hit in the tornado or the mix when it's not really showing itself. Like right now, market structure wise, we're bullish, right? But again, in order for this continuation to happen, this last high has to get broken in order for that buy continuation or that buy bias to be correct. Now, the fact that we have been bullish, and then when London high was created and we came down to retest, and then we came to push up and fail, that's another sign that we want to push up, but we can't. So the trend is trying to turn around. And again, that's pre-market. So at the end of the day, we could end up pushing through, but that might just be the volume that we needed during market open and not during London session. So I hope that answers your question, and I hope that made sense to everybody else as well. If you have any more questions, just write it in the chat. Have any questions, you can unmute yourself and we can chat for the next 8 minutes. right, we have 5 minutes till market open. As you can see here, right, you see how the market is tapping that 20. That would be an entry level right there if we were in buyer's bias and if the market was open at the moment. It's usually pretty accurate when it comes to entry if we are trending in that direction. But right now we are about to get that major volatility candle, that first 5 minute candle when market opens, and then we'll see where the direction that it wants to go after that. So we have some time, and I still do believe it's going to sell. So again, this buy up right now, I am believed to think it is a fake out. So if not, we'll wait for structure, we'll wait for the orb to play out like I said, and then we'll go from there. But to answer your question and for y'all to see how it tapped the 20 just now and ended up going up, if we were trending to the upside, this would be another entry for you to head to the upside as well. So all right, so we got some pre-market movement here. We have a major bullish candle at the moment. We have 1 minute and 40 seconds left until market opens. It just took out Asia highs, so I do believe we will start heading back down to the downside pretty shortly, but we're going to wait and see how the market plays out when the market opens. But man, I think that was our sell entry right there. I expected that to happen during market open. I didn't expect it to take London out immediately. So if it takes London out like that and then we break through it and it respects as support, we will more than likely change the bias to buys. But until that happens, we are still a seller's bias for the day. We got 1 minute left. We'll see what happens at market open. We're definitely going to let the orb play out today. All right, here we go, guys. Market open.
You're not in yet, D. We waiting, right?
Not in yet. As of right now, the last daily high is holding off as resistance until we get a push through that last daily high, like it's trying to right now, like it just did. We're going to continue to wait for the orb to play out. We are not missing anything. I know a lot of times we see the market moving, we think we're missing the move, but we're not missing a thing. First of all, the first candle just printed, and this could be a manipulation candle. Y'all see why I don't like trading this first candle? This first candle is always indecisive. Like, it wants to buy, it wants to sell, it wants to buy, it wants to sell. It'll make a decision shortly though. It got 55 seconds left in this first candle. We'll wait for the direction of the market in 1 second. Daily high and London highs looks like it is staying as strong resistance. It's not where the candle is though, it's where the candle closes. So if we close above, then that resistance more than likely is going to be disrespected. But if not, we're going to make equal highs that it made at 6:25 this morning EST. So right now we got 20 seconds left. It looks like it wants to sell. We're getting wicks on both sides on the 5-minute chart, but we need this 15-minute orb to play out first. So we have a bunch of time left to see how the market reacts. 3 seconds, 2, 1. This candle closed below. Yeah, so we are getting respect as support at the daily high at the moment. Still gonna wait to see if these next few candles respects it. If it does, I might get in aggressively, guys. Yep, hold just a little longer. Just gonna wait. All right, I'm getting the rejection I want to see. I might enter aggressively, guys. Just being a tad bit more patient. We have a few more minutes left. We have 2 minutes left in this candle. I would want to see it break the orb for real. We are for sure having some wacky volatility. Right now we did form some liquidity up here to the upside. We did break the last high, but we did not close above the last high, which makes this an equal high and a strong resistance level. We got a minute 30 left, minute 35 left for this candle to print as well. So if we get a retest back up to London highs and it respects it, we will more than likely enter for an aggressive sell back down to the downside. If it breaks the last high, we'll cut our losses very quickly. But we have a minute left in the market, or a minute left for this candle to print, and we'll go from there. Hold on. All right, next candle printed. All right, I'm in for the sell, guys.
Order filled.
I am in. I will get TPs in a second, making sure we are in the right direction. This is extremely aggressive, but I am getting the rejections at those highs that I want to see. I'm in for the sells. All right, here we go. This is where we have to monitor it as well because we are back at the 20 moving average. So we have a lot of noise down here that we have to break through as well. So yeah, now we just trust the process, and if it breaks this last high, we'll exit the trade. We'll cut our losses faster. All right, so
Yeah, I missed that entry point. Just wait.
you missed the entry. You gotta, yeah, you have to wait.
All right.
Here we go, getting some type of momentum. We needed to push through this 20 moving average. And we need the VWAP to go above the candle as well. All right, now it's tapping the 20 moving average below it, so we should get a continuation to the downside.
Let me know if I can go back in, D, or when.
You could get in now, Frank. All right, we need the market to break out of this orb for the sell to be valid. And
So I just pop back up to the orb.
it's in the orb now, but we took the trade in the orb. Right now, everything is looking good for the sell. We not showing any buying pressure, and I do believe we are still going to go and take out last session's low, which is Asia. So we're just waiting for some more selling momentum to hit the market. And trusting the process. It came pretty close to TP1, which is hilarious. TP1 was London lows. All right, so we're getting some type of reaction at the 20 and the VWAP, which is cool. Now the next set of moving averages we have to worry about is this 200 and 400. We definitely have to push through that. We push through that, we're golden. We got a minute left in this candle. We're getting that rejection back to the upside that we're looking for. Waiting for this TP1 to get smacked. And remember, guys, you can always close your trade before TPs if you like the profit that you currently see. Don't have to hold TP1 smacked. You can move your stop losses into break even at this point. But again, it has to break this 200 moving average as well. And this is where the momentum has to get has to start. So I might cut my trade early right here, depending on the momentum that we see in the market. If we don't push through this 200, it's going to act like a trampoline and push it back up. Don't want to see that right now, or sit in drawdown. So
I'm cutting mine now, D. I'm out.
all right, Frank. As long as we respect this 20 moving average, we should be good. All right, we're getting some selling momentum at that 20. We're pushing through. We need to see this low get broken. Once this low gets broken and it stays below this low, the sells should be extremely valid from this point, and we should chase Asia lows from yesterday or from last night. But I might close at my 1,000 for the day and just be happy with that.
Order filled.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm gonna do, guys. I closed my trade in 1,000 in profit. That is the trade for the day. I'm gonna stay on a little longer to wait for another entry. Right now, we're getting a break out of this orb. We need the momentum to continue through this orb, but this 200 and 400 moving average being so close to each other, I need to see it break that in order for us to get a retest for a re-entry, for us to take it down to Asia lows. So right now we are just gonna sit tight for a little bit. If you're in and you holding, cool, no problem. I just closed with 1,000 profit. Right now we are going to wait and see if this 200 and 400 gets broken, and then if it does, that'll be the momentum that we're looking for the retest of London lows to head back down to the downside. So I'll let you guys know if I see another entry in 1 second. We're gonna let this play out for a little bit. There's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in this candle, so just sit tight. Is anybody still holding?
I'm still in.
All right.
Yeah, I'm still in.
All right. It's reacting to that 200 and 400 now. 2 minutes left. It's not where the candle is, guys. It's where it closes, right? So a little bit more patience. All right, we got a minute left in this candle. It looks like we're getting a lot of momentum to the downside, which is good. Now the next candle might be bullish, just for a retest, being that we broke this last low. Remember, if we break the low and we close below the low, it's more than likely to come back to test that low for the continuation back to the downside. So we are forcing our way through that 200 and 400 moving average, which is an excellent sign. We could get some continuation on the next candle back to the downside, but the more than likely, if we are getting this momentum, is because of that Taiwan news yesterday. And people who have NVIDIA or Oracle are probably dipping it right now. 5 seconds. All right. And there goes the momentum. cool. All right, so this last level right here, this is a demand level that it has to break to get to Asia lows. All right, that's a good sign. This level might play strong, guys, so I would take my wins now. Even though we did come below this 200 and 400, we want to solidify profits. We don't want to give anything back. But we're getting some good momentum. There we go. It's tapping into that demand.
Hey, bro, I closed.
Good stuff.
I surpassed my profit target by like $200. So good trade. Great call, bro.
Appreciate you. All right, y'all. So that is the call for the day. Good trading day, Friday. Everybody should have a great week. It's always good to end the week on a win, right? So we'll be back at it again on Tuesday. Post it in the chat. Make sure you guys post your profits